Now that the NBL season is over, it is time for free agency. So here's everything you need to know for NBL's free agency. So the first thing is, when is it? It's on April 4th. It's this Friday. It's going to be a big thing. So most of the time they do live stream it on their YouTube channel to show like the big signings that happen on the day, like the early hours, because that's typically when like the major signings, the major movements will happen because every team wants to get it done. They want their players as soon as possible. The next thing to know is about all the options. There are player, team, mutual options. So pretty much for this season that's just completed to bring players back on their team player mutual option, it will be done by today. It will be done on Monday 31st. And what do the options mean? So pretty much team option is the team has the right to pick you up or decline your option, making you a free agent. The player option is all the power goes to the player. They have the option to choose if they want to come back to that club or if they want to test the market, try and make more money. And the mutual option is pretty much both sides have to come to an agreement to come back together. The next thing to know about free agency is how long like the contracts typically are. So most of the time it's either 1, 2, or 3 years. No team will go like more than that. And that's mostly due to like the uncertainty. You don't want to tie too much money up on players that you don't think is going to be around in 4 or 5 years time. Plus a lot of players like to test the market every couple of years considering how much more the league is making, and they want to be able to make as much money as they can, which they deserve it. So currently most players can re-sign with their current team. So if the team wants to bring them back on a longer contract and they're a free agent on Friday, they can re-sign with their current team. They can't go to another team before this free agency period. So you'll find like a lot of players that are going back to their clubs that have already re-signed. They don't need to go to the free agency period if they want to return. And the final thing is the import situation. So every team can still have 3 imports or 4 marquee players. What that pretty much means is if you have 2 marquee Aussies, you can only afford to have 2 marquee imports. So think of something like the Adelaide 36ers. They had like DJ Vasiljevic, Isaac Humphries. They were both marquee players. So originally they only brought in 2 imports to fill in all those 4 marquee roles. But then once they brought in that third import, they decided to not make one of the 2 players a marquee player anymore, which then means they need to pay out the entire contract as part of the salary cap and not just like there's a cap limit. So like your marquee Aussies, the cap limit is like $200,000 or something, even though you may be paying them 500,000, but they just cap it so that way it's more of an incentive to bring back Aussies into the league to make it thrive a bit better. So that's the marquee situation. Every team needs to have 11 contracted players by the beginning of the season, and that doesn't include development players or next stars. They are additional contracts that don't go towards the actual like salary cap or anything. And there's other things similar to like they have this Asian clause, which is pretty much how Hong Jung Lee came to the Illawarra Hawks. That doesn't typically go to the cap. There's all these like loopholes to try and work around the cap.